G'day, I'm Beau. So, you might have noticed I got the old specs on today. Things are getting serious here. I've realised that it's about time, like every other single individual in the entertainment industry, for me to write my very first children's book. So I've given it a bloody good crack, but I am the first to admit that my illustrations probably need a little bit of work. Alrighty, here we go. My book is called Jemima and Arnold by Beau. I don't know if you can see that there. There it is. One day, a tiny pebble named Jemima tumbled down a hill, coming to a stop at the base of a large rock called Arnold. After a brief introduction, Arnold asked Jemima about her rocky past. It's a little bit of rock humour there. Jemima looked up at the large rock with a smile. "Well, Arnold," she said, "I am very, very, very old. I used to be as big as you, bigger, in fact." "Bigger than me," gasped Arnold in disbelief. "Well, yes," replied Jemima. "You may be big and heavy and solid now, but you're a young rock, Arnold, and over time you will weather and wear, as we all do. Your shape will change and the shadow you cast will grow smaller. And eventually, after many, many sunrises and sunsets, you'll be as tiny as me." And there you've got, I don't know if you can see there, you've got Arnold and Jemima just down there. "But I don't want to be small," huffed Arnold. "I love being big and heavy. I love that my animal friends can rest in my shade or warm themselves on my back. I love being used as a seat by weary travellers. I even get my photo taken sometimes and posted on Instagram." Jemima smiled as she looked up at Arnold. "It's true, my young friend. Getting older can be hard. And I do miss the days when I was too big and too heavy to be kicked around or washed away in a rainstorm. I've crumbled and shrunk and become unimportant and insignificant. I'm often not even seen until I'm stuck in the sole of a shoe. And even then, I'm seen as an inconvenience, something to be flicked away." There you've got a picture of Arnold up the top there. It's on Instagram. I don't know if you can see that one there. And little one of Jemima stuck in a shoe down there. "That sounds horrible," cried Arnold. "I hope I never grow old." "But Arnold, don't you want to have adventures?" "Adventures? What do you mean?" "Well," said Jemima, "you may be big and solid now, too heavy to move. But one day the earth's hold on you will loosen, as it did for me, and all rocks. I've baked in the sun, and I've bathed in riverbeds as cool waters smoothed my sides. I've made friends in a rock garden, and felt tears fall upon me as I watched over a past loved one. I've been held in hands, carried in pockets, and sat on windowsills." I've got a couple of pictures on this one. You've got, there's Jemima up the top there. I don't know if you can see that in the riverbed. And there she is there in the old rock garden. Oh, she's in a little pocket there. And down the bottom, sitting on a windowsill. There you go. "I've seen the good of the world," said Jemima, "and I've most definitely seen the bad. I've seen the bad cascade like an avalanche. I've literally been part of that avalanche. But I've also watched as people dig themselves out again and again. I've learnt the secrets of survival and, most importantly, of happiness. There's Jemima there. Can you spot her in the avalanche? What a life you've had, said Arnold. I could only dream of such adventures. But why, Jemima? With all that you've seen and all that you've learnt, have you been discarded and forgotten now? Well, Arnold, I suppose it's much easier to kick aside a pebble than it is to kick aside a rock. But we'll all be pebbles one day, replied Arnold. Indeed we will, my young friend, and from pebbles to dust that will mix with the earth as the process starts again, until eventually we'll all be a part of a much bigger rock, like the one that sits beneath us now, holding us up, asked Arnold. Jemima smiled as she rolled a little closer. Yes, my friend, just like that. And there they are, Arnold and Jemima. And that's the end of me book. I hope you've all enjoyed that. Sometimes it's nice to just read or listen to a little story, isn't it? This particular story goes out to all of you out there who have older people in your life, which is bloody most of you, I reckon. Perhaps it's your mum or your dad, or maybe it's a cousin or a good friend, or maybe yourself sit in that older age bracket. I just want to let you know that you're bloody seen and you're valued. And I know that it might not always seem that way, but you are. So this little book, this is for you. And just remember, if you're struggling a little bit with finding a bit of the old empathy for people who are much older than yourself, just keep in mind, we're all going to be bloody pebbles one day. All right, till I see you again, look after yourselves and each other.